Man, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit to get in here before we get going. Today's gonna be kind of deep, man. I hope you guys could bear with me. It's gonna be a deep one, okay? It's gonna be deep. It's gonna be different. Paul, while we're waiting on everybody else to come on in, Paul, where you live at? Like just general location, don't like the state or the country. What's up, family? What's up? What's up, man? Come on in, come on in. Let me give you guys a little bit more before we get started. It's gonna be deep today. It's gonna be deep. I have a lot of notes, man. And I put all my notes in the comment section. Okay, cool. That's one state I've never been to, Paul. And it's like out of all the states, I think there's like five, 6 states that I haven't been to, And so I got to get up to the Northeast. What's up with you, Jose? What's up with you, Omni Key, Omni Keys? Thomas, what's up? Man, family, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Man, I hope you guys got something to write with. This is gonna be kind of deep, kind of different. Um, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, may God bless each and every one of you that catch this live. For every one of you that come on the live, may God bless each and every one of you. For those of you that catch this in the replay on YouTube, may God bless you as well. Um, I'm kind of nervous because this is going to be so deep. You know what I mean? It's going to be deep, and it's going to be a different look at some things. Okay, man. It's titled "Fighting Demons and Knowing Thyself." Fighting demons and knowing thyself. Okay, and I'm gonna start off with a story. Okay, I love stories. I'm gonna start off with a story. Um, there's this little wave out in the middle of the ocean, and he's just going with all the other waves, and he's just enjoying life. And it just seemed like this was just gonna be endless. And there's all these huge whales and sharks and dolphins just swimming around him, and the birds, and he's just amazed at life and just enjoying life, just going with the flow, no worries whatsoever. This little wave is completely surrounded by larger waves, smaller waves, and everything, and he's just going with the flow. You know what I mean? He's completely oblivious to the big picture. He just sees what's around him. He's enjoying everything around him. Okay? He's enjoying the birds. He's enjoying seeing all the fish. He's enjoying seeing the dolphins and the whales and all these things, all these ships and all this other stuff, right? It's not until a little further on he gets along. He goes on a little further, and he looks out over and he sees land. And he sees all these waves crashing up against these rocks. And he gets paranoid and gets scared. He starts to think, oh no, this is what's going to happen to me. Man, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. Man, is this all I am? Is this all that I am? And so the other waves around him, one of the bigger waves, is like, man, what's going on with you, little wave? And he's like, man, we're all gonna die. And the wave is like, what are you talking about? No, you're not gonna die. And the little wave is like, yes, we're all gonna crash up against those rocks up there. Look at the waves crashing on them, and we're all gonna die and disappear. And the waves is telling these little waves like, no, you're not. No, you have to understand, you're looking at a small picture. Stay with me. You don't have the full picture. You have to understand, you're part of the ocean. You're part of the ocean. You're not going to die. You're not going to disappear. You're just a small part of the ocean. And once you hit the rocks, you come right back into the water. You're part of the ocean. You're endless. And so the wave, as he crashed up against a rock, came back out into the water. He had an epiphany. Man, I'm part of something bigger. It's bigger than me. This is bigger than me. And I'm sharing this story because, man, that's the story of our lives. That's the story of humanity. You know what I mean? We get so caught up into our little spectrum, our little tiny circle, our little plot of land, our little tiny apartment or cubicle or what job or whatever. We get caught up into our little tiny piece of the puzzle. And we think that's all that there is. You know what I mean? We're distracted, we're disconnected from everybody else. And at the end of our life, man, we're going to die, and that's all there is to us. Because we fail to understand we're part of something bigger. We're energy, so we're infinite. We're infinite. We're infinite. There is no beginning and end to us. We go on and on and on. It's a trip because I hear so many people talking about them fighting demons, and the devil's attacking them and all this other stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about. But I want to share that story with you because I need you to understand who you are. We have to understand who we are. See, as long as you don't know who you are, man, you're going to get caught up in all kind of fear. You're going to get caught up in all kind of other stupid stuff because you have no truth or no identity to who you are. And so you minimize who you are. And so there's a chapter in the Bible, or there's a passage in the Bible that talks about putting on the whole armor of God. Putting on the whole armor of God. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to break that down a little bit. But it's talking about all these people fighting demons. Fighting demons, fighting devils. The Bible never tells anyone to go fight demons. The Bible never tells you to go to war with the devil. Not once in the scriptures does it say go to war with the devil. Why? Because the ancients understood what you think about, you bring about. What you focus your attention on, that's where your energy goes. Stay with me. It's going to get deep today, okay? It's going to get deep today. The Bible says, and where is it? James 4:7. Man, submit yourself to God. Submit yourself to Yahweh. Submit yourself to the universe. Submit yourself to source. Whatever you want to call it. Submit yourself to Yahweh, to God, the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That blew me away. That blows me away. Because here's all these people, all these preachers, all these bigwigs talking about, man, we're stomping on the devil and we're casting out. We're doing all this crazy, stupid stuff. We're going to war with the devil. Man, they get on one. Like they literally gonna go to battle with the devil. Stay with me. But that's not what the Bible tells them. What's up with you, Scorpio lady? You late. Yeah. You always checking everybody about being late. So I just wanted to get you one time. That's right. So, man, everybody's always talking about going to battle with the devil and these demons. But that's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, man, resist the devil and he will flee from you. It's a trip because I talk all the time about energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. As long as you focus on that negative, toxic energy, oh, you got to pass. You had a graduation. Cool. Thank you for joining us today, Scorpio lady. As long as you're focused on that negative energy, you become that negative energy. What you think about, you bring about. We talk all the time about manifesting here. What you think about, you bring about. So the Bible also says in 1 Peter 5:8-9. Yeah, I'm gonna read this to you guys real quick. Because this blows me away. This blows me away. It says, be alert and sober-minded. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking for someone to devour. And then verse 9, resist him, standing firm in the faith, because you know that family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings or attacks you are. And so what that told me was, man, you know what? it's not just me. It's not just you going through stuff. Stay with them. Today's going to get deep. Today is going to get deep. I promise you that. Okay? It's not just you going through what you're going through. Okay? But it's not something that you have to fight. Don't fight it. Because the more energy you put into fighting it, the bigger you make the problem. The more energy you put into attacking whatever it is that you're facing or whatever it is you're dealing with, the bigger you make that problem out to be. The more energy, the more life you give that problem. How do you starve or get rid of the devil or these demons or these evil thoughts or whatever the case may be? Man, you take their only source away. You take energy away from them. You take your focus away from them. You suffocate them. You deprive them of the energy that it needs to exist. Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. It's going to get deep. I promise you. Okay? And so, James 4:7 says, hold on, no. Peter 5:8. It said that, man, the devil is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And if you understand anything about cats, big cats, I love tigers. I'm a tiger guy. You know what I mean? Lions are okay, but I'm a tiger guy. You know what I mean? A tiger, a lion, their roar can be heard up to 5 miles away. I'm going to say that again. The Bible says that the devil is as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. A lion can be heard up to 5 miles away. If the devil is this roaring lion, what's up with you, Libra love? You can hear him 5 miles away. So how the hell is it that the devil snuck up on you? How the hell is it that the devil tricked you? How the hell is it that he just showed up in your house? How the hell is it he just showed up on your job, just got in your car? How the hell is it that the devil just made you do this? Karen Mikado, what's up with you? The devil can be heard up to 5 miles away. He ain't sneaking up on nobody. The only people he's sneaking up on, the people that ain't paying attention, the people that's not connected, the people that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, being sober-minded, being vigilant about their thoughts, paying attention to what frequency they're on. That's the drip. Because then the Bible goes into, man, all these little different things, these 6 different things of putting on the whole armor of God. And so you hear all these people talk about, man, this armor that we have to wear. And they completely miss it. They look at it as though, man, it's like physical armor that you put on to go to battle. There is no battle. You're not in war with the devil. You're not at war with his demons or his entities or whatever the other stupid stuff. There's not a war going on like that. Understand your Bible. In Job chapter 1, it talks about devil going back and forth from heaven to earth. Had free reign. There is no war. This is after he was quote unquote kicked out of heaven. This is after he quote unquote took a third of the angels with him. He still had access to go back and forth. The other angels was with him. The devil's walking with all the angels of God. Ain't nobody checking them. Ain't nobody looking at them. Ain't nobody asking them for no paperwork or anything. Ain't nobody paying attention to them. You don't do that with the enemy. If you see the enemy behind enemy lines, you checking him. You looking at his paperwork. Who gave you authorization to come back up here? God didn't ask him why he was up there. God sent him right back down to earth to go do some stuff to one of God's children, one of God's favorite, one of God's loved ones. So God didn't have a problem with the devil going back and forth from heaven to earth. So where's this war at? It's all up here. It's all up here. But we don't understand that because we don't know who we are. And the church won't teach you who you are. We're going to break that down a little bit today. And so in Ephesians 6, 14 through 17, it talks about the whole armor of God. Okay? And so we're just going to, just 6 different points or 6 different things that they talk about. All is mine. Yes. That's where the battle's at. And we're going to get into that in a minute. I promise you. The first thing that the Bible says that you have to put on is the belt of truth. To loin up your loins. You know what I mean? And so what that was a big cloth that they had going around their waist and over their sexual regions. It went around their waist and down below their sexual regions, holding it all together. That's what the belt of truth is. If you've been with me for a minute, you've heard me talk a lot about the gut region in the body. You've heard me talk about your gut. You've heard me talk about there's 3 brains within the body. There's a brain in your head, your ego brain. There's a brain up here for logic. Then there's a brain in your heart, love brain. And then there's a brain down in your gut. That's where your soul dwells. That's where your spiritual man dwells. That's where God communicates with us. This is where we hear the voice of God. We don't hear God with our natural ears or up here. We hear God down here in our soul. And we transfer that information from down here through our heart brain up to our head brain. Stay with me. And so the gut area, man, I say this a lot. This is where we get on, or this is where we get the phrase, trust your gut instincts. Why? Because you know that your gut instincts will never lead you astray. Your eyes play tricks on you. Your ears play tricks on you. Your mind play tricks on you. But your instinct, your intuition never leads you astray. Why? Because that's spiritual. That's where God is talking to you at. But you can't hear him because you're stuck up here in your head brain. You're stuck up here in logic. And so let's look at this, the truth, the belt of truth. The trip is, the great majority of us, we struggle with this region, the gut area, and our sexual region. We struggle with that area of our body. We struggle with those areas of our body. Our soul, our spiritual man, God dwells in our gut. In our 3rd chakra. It's called our solar plexus chakra. We don't want to deal with that. We don't want to understand that. We don't understand, and we have no identity. We have no clue. That's where our greatest version, that's where our greatest being is at. That's where infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom is at. If we get out of our head and go down into our gut area. Stay with me, it's going to get deep. That's who we really are. Our soul, our spirit, whatever you want to call it, your soul, your spirit, that's who you really are. But we don't know that. We're not taught that. And some of us, we think we are who we are because of our sexual region. We think, man, because I got a nice sized dick or a nice kitty cat or whatever it is you got and you working with, man, I could work this, and man, I'm the man, I'm the woman, I'm that. And that makes us who we are. That identifies us as being a man. That identifies us as being a woman. Oh, so we have all these stupid shit going on, all this divisive crap going on, based on your sexual region, your sexual anatomy. This defines you as a man or a woman. This is what makes you who you are. No, it don't. It ain't got shit to do with anything. Your power doesn't lie in the size of your dick. Your power doesn't lie in your kitty cat. Your power lies within your spiritual man. The great lie, the great struggle for a lot of us is, who am I? Who am I? And see, this is called the what is it? The belt of truth. The belt of truth. That's the first piece of armor that the Bible tells you to put on. The belt of truth. Why? Because most of us, we are up here. And we're convinced that this is what makes us us. But the Bible, what God is trying to tell us, what soul, the Most High, universe, whatever, is trying to, no, this is not who you are. Who you really are is down in your gut. So the belt of truth, man, you got to have the truth. Your foundation has to be built on the truth. So many of us, our foundations of who we are and why we're here and what we're about is based on stupid shit. It's based on sex. It's based on our logic. It's based on religion. It's based on race. It's based on whether you're male or female. And that has absolutely nothing to do with who you really are. That has absolutely nothing to do with love. That has absolutely nothing to do with energy. That has absolutely nothing to do with God, the Most High, who you are at your core. But you bought the lie. So everything about you is built upon a lie. If you don't even know who you are, how the hell can you know why you're here? The second piece of armor that the Bible says that we're supposed to put on is the breastplate of righteousness. This protects our heart and keeps it pure. Your heart is a vital organ and pumps blood throughout your body. Let's think about that for a second. The breastplate of righteousness. Your heart is a vital organ that pumps blood throughout your entire body. Your heart symbolizes love. So what is the breastplate of righteousness? Keep your love pure. Keep your love from being contaminated. Because once your heart is contaminated, once your blood is contaminated, man, your entire body is going to be contaminated. This is why so many people don't understand what love is. This is why so many people associate love with freaking sex. This is why so many people associate love with what you're doing for me and what I'm able to buy you, how I'm able to make you feel. And that has absolutely nothing to do with love. That has absolutely nothing to do with love. As you look at your heart, and as your heart pumps out the blood through the rest of your body, just think about your heart, your love. How are the people's lives around you affected by your love? Are the people around you even affected by your love? Because we're all energy, we're all connected. We're all energy and we're all connected. So how are the lives of those around you affected by you? What are you sowing into their lives? What are you feeding them from your love? What are you sowing into the world from your heart, from your love? Are you sowing division? Are you sowing hatred? Are you sowing jealousy, animosity, bitterness? Or are you sowing love? And so we have to understand, Love is not conditional. There's only one type of love, and that's unconditional love. If there's any conditions attached to that love, then it's no longer love. Let me say this again. So many of us, this is where we miss it at. I'll love you as long as you provide for me. I love you as long as you treat me right. I'll love you as long as you don't disrespect me. I love you as long as you don't cheat on me. I'll love you as long as all this other stuff is in place. But once all these other tangible things are no longer in place, then my love changes. That's not fucking love. That's fucking control. That's fucking manipulation. That has nothing to do with love. Nothing to do with love. Whether somebody treats you nice today, whether somebody puts you up on a pedestal and treats you like a queen, like a king today, and then tomorrow they don't, that has nothing to do with love. How you feel about them because they don't treat you like a queen no more. Man, they must have a side chick and whoop-de-whoop-doo. I don't love this sorry bastard no more. He ain't shit and whoop-de-whoop-doo. Man, you never really loved him. You enjoyed the fringe benefits of being with him, but you may have been emotionally attached to him, but you didn't love him. Because the unconditional love is, man, it don't matter what the fuck you do. I don't love you because of what you do. I love you because who I am. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it a little slower. Love is not about what other people do. Love is not about how other people make us feel. Love is a reflection of who you are at your core. Everything goes back to love. The Bible says that God is love. People say universe, source, energy, it's love, whatever. It don't matter what you call it. If you stop loving somebody because of what they've done to you, you never really loved them. And I don't care what they've done to you. Your love was conditional. Your love was based on the conditions that they treated you according to the rules and expectations that you had for them, that you put in place for them. Once they violated those codes or those rules, you stopped loving them. That's not fucking love. Grow the hell up. That's not love. So how are you expressing love? How are the lives around you changed and enhanced based on your love? So that's what the breastplate of righteousness is for. It's to protect your heart, to protect your love, to keep it pure. To keep it pure. Man, do you really know what love is? Are you really a beacon of love? Do you really love your kids? Do you really love the person you're in a relationship with? Understand, love has nothing to do with fucking emotions. Love has nothing to do with your feelings. Man, we got a long way to go. We have a long way to go. The next thing, that the armor, the shoes of the teachings of peace. In the Bible, they call it the gospel of peace. And we have to understand, this is the third thing, the third symbol, or the third piece of armor. So first you have truth. Then you have love. The third thing that they talk about, the teachings of peace, the gospel of peace. See, the feet represents mobility. The feet represents being grounded. See, most of us, we lack peace because we're so busy trying to go back into the past. So many of us lack peace because we're so busy trying to go into the future and control what's going to happen in the future. Most of us are not grounded. I'm going to say it again. The great majority of us, we're so busy trying to stay in the past. We're constantly going back to the past, constantly digging up and dredging stupid crap that's happened in the past. Or we're constantly running towards the future, trying to micromanage what's going to happen in the future, trying to control and manipulate what happens in the future. What's up with you, Loretta? And so we have no peace. Peace comes from being grounded in truth. Peace comes from being grounded in love. You can have all the religious beliefs you want and still not be grounded and still not have peace. You can have all the education you want and still not be grounded in peace, still not be grounded in love or truth. Now, the fourth thing talks about the shield of faith. The shield of faith is knowing and trusting that everything is always working out for you. That's the shield of faith. And it's a trip because people say, man, well, you don't have to have faith. Anytime you invest money in the stock market, you have faith. Anytime you go to a job and you stay on a job for a number of years, you have faith. You're showing faith. You're hoping and believing that that company is going to be around so that you get your retirement. You're hoping and believing that that company is not going to fold up. There's a whole lot of companies, there's a whole lot of people that's worked on a job 19, 20 years and didn't get to retire. Because right before they got to retire, the company went bankrupt. And these people lost all those years. Had nothing to show for it. So don't say that you don't have no faith or that you don't have to have faith. Every time y'all go out and vote for these crazy ass politicians, you're putting your faith in one of these people. That they're going to make things better. They're going to pass the rules and laws you want them to pass. You're putting faith in these freaking people. Man. But again, we don't know who we are. And so we put our faith in everything, in things externally. We put our faith in our houses. We put our faith in our money. We put our faith in our education. We put our faith in our religious dogma. We put our faith in our government. And there's a whole lot of people that, I'm prior military, I'm a veteran. There's a whole lot of people that's put their faith in the government, in our country, that our country would, if we sign up for the military and we put our lives on the line and we say that, man, we'll go where the country sends us and we go out to Vietnam and all these, our faith is our country is not going to abandon us. Our country is not going to dog us the hell out. Our country is not going to just leave us behind. Our country isn't going to poison us with Agent Orange. There's a whole lot of people that have put their faith in the government. There's a whole lot of people that put their faith in politicians. There's a whole lot of people put their faith in religious people. Because again, we don't know who we are. We have no idea of who we are. The fifth thing, the helmet of salvation. Family, we have to understand that the battle within us, and there's always a battle within us, There's always been a battle within us. And there's always going to be a battle within us. Always. And that battle within each and every one of us is all the same. It may manifest different, but it's all the same. That battle is between our ego and our spirit. That's what the battle is. Our ego and our spirit. Our ego may use our sex drive, our sexual desires, fantasies, whatever, but it's always between our ego and our spirit. Always. Always. And so the helmet of salvation is, man, that's the battle that's taking place in our head. Stay with me. Our ego wants us looking externally for salvation. Our ego wants us distracted externally. Our ego wants us looking up to the sky for a savior. Our ego wants us going to a church or to a mosque or to a temple to hear the word of God coming from these people. Our ego never wants us to go down within and to listen to our spiritual being, to listen to the God within us. And so there's always this battle going on. There's always going to be that battle until you submit yourself, until you connect yourself to your greatest good, until you connect yourself to your highest being, till you connect yourself with the Most High, God, Source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, within you. Because once you connect yourself, you have infinite power. You have infinite truth. You have infinite wisdom. Infinite wisdom. You no longer need your ego leading you astray. You're no longer tapped into your ego. You're no longer being misled by your ego. Because you're connected to infinite source, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge. But you have to learn how to get there. And that's the battle over your mind. And it's really not a battle over your mind. You just have to learn how to take control of your mind. And that's taking control over your ego. And so many of us, we love being praised. We love people hyping us up. And we love getting kudos and pats on the backs and all this other stuff because it sounds good. It feels good. Oh man, I got all these people that love me. I got all these people that want to listen to me. I got all these people that want to talk to me. I got all these people, all this ego trips. Because we don't know who we are. And if you're not careful, your ego will have you convinced you've reached your highest, the pinnacle of your life, the highest peak of your life. This is all that you can reach. You got 100,000 subscribers. You got 1 million subscribers. Look at your influence. Look at man, family, you can have so much more. You can have so much more by getting outside of your ego and tapping into infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge. And by doing so, now you can be tapped into everybody that's connected. One of the things that, if you follow me for a little bit, I didn't do a lot of live streams, up until like maybe a month and a half ago. I normally just recorded my videos and put them out. And God was like, you need to change that. You need to flip that. Do far more live streams. And I didn't understand it at the time. I didn't get it at the time. And it's a trip because, man, when I look back over the channel and I look back over the videos, and it's like, man, When I stopped recording all these videos and putting them up at midnight, Eastern Standard Time and all that stuff, I lost a lot of subscribers. When I started doing all these live streams, I lost hundreds of subscribers. And at first I was wigging about that. I was like, man, God, what the heck is this? It's like, God, I'm doing what you told me to do. Why am I losing people? And he said, like, Elijah, it's not about the numbers. It's not about the numbers. I said, what is it about? And it took some time for me to understand. It's not about the numbers at all. It's about the connection. The connection. And one of the things that I realized on the live stream, and I just hit me the other maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, looking at my queen, right? And she's like right over there. And I'm doing the live stream and I'm looking at her and she's just going, right? And I can see some of the chats pop up, but I can't read all of them because I'm like just yeah, you know what I mean? And so, but I see like all the conversations taking place, and I see her and Scorpio Lady and Kate and all these other people just and Scott and everybody just you know, just talking, right? And it's like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? What the hell is this? And my queen was like, well, you jealous now? And it's like, I had to catch myself, stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And I'm like, no. And I said, you know what? I get it. And she's like, good. I said, now I understand why God wanted me to create this platform or doing live. Stay with me. We're still talking about fighting demons. And what he said was, man, it's about a connection. It's about creating a platform where people all over the world can come on at the same time, people of the like mind. Why? So that they don't feel so isolated. Why? So that they don't feel like they're so alone. Why? Because now we could feed each other. We can encourage each other. We can empower each other. We can strengthen each other. And so by creating these live streams, man, we're bringing people from the United Kingdom, from Canada, from Australia, from South Africa, from Denmark and Poland and all these other places. And they're coming on the live stream and they're talking to each other. They're encouraging each other. They're uplifting each other. And when they don't see somebody that's been on for a minute, man, they're asking questions. Man, I'm glad you're back. Man, I'm glad you're okay. Man, are you good? You know, and they're holding each other accountable. They're encouraging each other. And that's what life is about. That's what our purpose is about. Connecting to other people. Being connected. The helmet of salvation. Excuse me. Your ego wants you to believe that somebody externally has to come save you. Your ego wants you to believe that you're not good enough. You're not powerful enough. You're not wise enough to save yourself, to help yourself. And as long as you stay in your ego, you aren't. But once you tap into your soul, to your spiritual being, tap into God, your source, the universe, whatever, tap into that infinite power, that infinite source, that infinite wisdom, that infinite love. Man, you have all power. You have all power. You have all power. You don't need somebody to come save you. You don't need somebody to come rescue you. It's great being tapped into each other. It's great feeding off of each other. It's great vibing with each other. Why? Because we're on the same frequency. We're like-minded. So we're able to uplift each other. Our ego keeps us separate. Our ego keeps us divided. Our ego keeps us distracted. You have to know who you really are. And you can only know who you really are by going down into your spiritual being. And once you tap into that spiritual being, man, the whole world opens up to you. You meet all kind of people on your frequency. You start seeing and experiencing things you never would have imagined. Man, we have to wake up. We have to wake up and come into an understanding of who we really are. The last piece of the sword, or the last piece of the armor that they said that we have to put on, is the sword of the Spirit, or the Word of God. And if you know the sword of the Spirit, or the Word of God, man, it goes hand in hand with the helmet of salvation. They go hand in hand. See, the sword, and this is the great battle within us, over trying to bring our ego, our mind, under subjection of our spiritual man. And our ego doesn't want to submit to our spiritual man. And that's the battle. That's the war. I'm going to say something, and it's probably going to piss a lot of people off. The war is not with you and the devil. The war is not with you and these demons or these negative entities. The war is between your spiritual man and your fucking ego. Your ego is your devil. Your ego are your demons. Those are the negative frequencies. But we don't want to see ourselves as being negative like that. We don't want to see ourselves as being twisted like that. And so just like we don't see ourselves as God, just like we don't see ourselves as having infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, we don't want to see ourselves as the opposite either. And what we don't understand, we're always demonizing. We're always minimizing. There always has to be a bad guy. There always has to be a good guy. Not knowing that you're both. You are both. And that's why you struggle. That's why you catch hell. Because you won't surrender what you think you know. You won't surrender the lies that you bought into. You won't let that crap go. And walk in your full authority. And walk in all the power that you have. Because you can only get that by going down into your soul. And being connected with that power down there. And so you'll always work this up here. I tell people all the time, don't fear what somebody can do to you. And want to stay with them. I'm going to go somewhere. We get so caught up on, man, Elijah, you got those muscles and whoop, and you know how to fight and blah, 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 blah. And family, that's petty. That's petty. That's petty. The power, your greatest power is not in being able to do a roundhouse kick, be able to jump and do a 360 in the air. That's entertaining. There's no power in that. That just means you practiced that for a while. The power isn't being able to kick somebody in their throat. The power, the real power, your true power lies within you. Can you change their life? Can you use that power within you? Can you use that force within you to stop their foolishness dead in its track? Can you use that power, that force within you to help humanity? We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Whatever you could do physically, whatever you could do in the physical plane, you could do so much more spiritually. You can do so much more spiritually. Get outside of your ego and stop basing your life based on the knowledge you have, based on the education you have, based on the money you have and the connections you have. That's powerless compared to the power within your spirit. Man, hear all these people talk about witchcraft, black magic, voodoo, and all this other stuff. That's people that have learned how to tap into the spiritual realm on a negative frequency to make stuff happen. That stuff exists. That's real. That's real. But just like that is real, so is love. So is love. And there is no power greater than love. There is no power greater than love. I don't care how much evil they do. Love is infinite power. We can tap into infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge. That's where our power lies. Not who you know up here on this planet, or who got what connections here, and man, I know these people here, I know these people there, woo-doo. Man, okay, that's fine and dandy, that's cool. But when you tap into infinite power, when you tap into infinite source, you can manifest things and have things open up for you that these other doors can't open up for you. That's power. You can reach people in other parts of the world. You can send your love, you can send your positive energy to people on the other side of the globe. And they think about you. And they feel this warmth. They feel this embrace. They feel as though you're right there with them, speaking into their ears, speaking into their hearts, hugging them and holding them, walking them through whatever the hellish situations that they're dealing with. You don't have to physically be there. You don't have to pick up a phone or shoot somebody a text message or an email or any of that stuff. You can speak it into existence. You can speak it into existence. That's how powerful you are. You don't have to get some candles and burn some sage and get all these little tricks to make some stuff happen. You can think it into existence. You can think it to them. What you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you bring about. Because that shows you the frequency you're on. What's your frequency? What are the things coming in and around your life? allows your peace. See, because if you don't have peace, that's just, man, that's showing something's awry, something's wrong. What's up with you, Raymond? If you don't have any peace, that shows you that, man, something's out of whack. I'm not in alignment like I think I should be. I'm not in alignment like I'm supposed to be. If I don't have any joy, something's wrong. If I don't have any love, something's wrong. If I don't feel love, something's wrong. Because at my core, I'm love. That's who I really am. And so when you look at these 6 different areas or these 6 different pieces of armor that you were supposed to put on, man, that's your whole being. That's your whole being. Truth, love, peace. Those are the first 3. Truth, love, peace. The truth is, when you know who you are, you have peace. When you know who you are, you know your love. When you know who you are, you love yourself. When you know who you are, you have no problems with loving others. When you know who you are, you know you're a beacon. You're just a bundle of love. Because you know who you are. It don't matter what's going on around you. It don't matter what other people are saying. It don't matter what's crumbling around you. You know who you are. So you know your love. You know your peace. Why do you know this stuff? Because you understand. You got the shield of armor up. You understand, man, everything is always working out for me. That's my whole shield right there. That's my whole defense system. Is everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for you. It don't matter what their intentions is. Everything is always working out for you. It don't matter if they're trying to rob you. It don't matter if they're trying to dog you up. It don't matter if they're trying to get over on you. It don't matter if they think you're stupid and gullible and naive and all this. Man, none of that stuff matters. All that matters, who are you tapped into? Do you know who you are? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. When you know who you are, you're love. When you know who you are, you have peace. Those are byproducts of being tapped into who you are. You don't have to manipulate and fight and connive to get those things. Those are byproducts of you knowing who you are. They're just there. You ain't got to do stuff to get peace of mind. Just know who you are. Get connected to who you are. You can't know who you are and be suicidal. You can't know who you are and be walking around depressed and frustrated and full of worry and full of doubt and full of anxiety. All of those things are symptoms of a problem. And the problem is you don't know who you are. And you're not tapped into who you are. It don't matter how much you go to church. It don't matter how much money you send these people. It don't matter how much education you have. It don't matter the quote unquote pedigree of your family lineage. What's up with you, Yar? Man, if you know who you are, you have all power. You have no power because you don't know who you are. So you run around kissing everybody else's ass. You run around pleading and begging people for hookups. You run around pleading and begging for connections. When you know who you are, man, you just speak things, you manifest things. Because you're tapped into all power. You're tapped into infinite power. You're tapped into infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom. Man, it's crucial. It's critical for your growth and development for you to know who you are. That's game one. That's step number one. That's step number one. You have to know who you are. And knowing who you are is not about, okay, I know my name, I know my grandpa's name and my great grandpa's name, and I know what tribe we're from, and I know what clan we're from. That's not the bullshit I'm talking about. We are spiritual beings. And when you understand that you're a spiritual being and that you are tapped into God and tapped into love, tapped into infinite power, the world opens up to you. It has no choice. It has no choice. See, when you're tapped into who you are, man, you don't try to control shit. You don't try to manipulate shit and make shit happen fast. Because you understand divine timing. You understand divine timing. And so when you sit back and you speak whatever it is, it don't matter what you're going through. It don't matter what obstacles you're facing. It don't matter what hurdles are being thrown at you. I say this all the time. Meditate. Meditate. Get out of your ego. Get out of your head and go down into your gut. Go down into your soul. That's where your breath of life is. That's where your spirit is. Your soul, whatever you want to call it. That's where God is, the house of God. That's where God communicates with you. And so when you tap into infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, you understand, man, it's divine timing. I'm gonna have this. I don't have to fight. I ain't got to stress. I ain't got to worry. Man, it's gonna happen. Case closed. Ain't shit anybody can do to stop it. Ain't nobody out there powerful enough to stop it because of who I'm tapped into. Because of the frequency that I'm on. They could do whatever the hell they want to. They could say whatever the hell they want to. They can't stop it. They can't stop you. That's why they don't want you to learn how to meditate. And that's why when you look at the quote unquote spiritual community, the spiritual community is just as fucked up, just as dogmatic as the religious community. I'm gonna say it again. And I know that's gonna piss some people off. I don't give a damn, grow the fuck up. The spiritual community is just as dogmatic and fucking religious as the fucking religious groups are. If you don't meditate this way, and this is the only way to meditate, you have to, or you got to hold your hands in a certain mantra, and you got to lay in a certain position. You got to do all this stupid shit. That's not real. That's dogma. That's distractions to keep you fucked up, to keep you from going within yourself. And that's why so many people talk, man, I try to meditate, but I can't get out of my mind. I try to meditate, but I can't calm my thoughts. I try to meditate, but I get so easily distracted. I try to meditate. It just don't work for me. You haven't been meditating. You've done what these religious dogmatic people have told you was meditating. Man, we got to get it together. We have to get it together. Meditating is simply, and there are thousands of ways in which you can meditate. Thousands. You know what? I'm going to dare say there's millions, there's billions of ways in which you can meditate. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. And what I mean by that, there's some people that love dancing. There's some people, man, they turn on some music and they just get crunked. They get lost in time. They turn on some good music and, man, they're just feeling the vibe and just, man, they just, boom, they just going through these moves, just woo, 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 and, man, they're zoned out. They don't even realize what moves they're doing. They're just going with the flow. That's meditating. Some people get in the kitchen and, man, they're great cooks. Man, they can throw anything together and throw up a gourmet meal. And that's their meditation. Man, they're just in there and they're zoned out. They're in their elements. What's up with you, Adriana? They're in their elements. Some people go take a shower and they just stand there and let the hot water just run down them and they're zoned out. Some people take a nice bubble bath and they got the music playing and they got rose petals and lavender and all these other frankincense and myrrh and all this other stuff going, and they're sitting there in the bath water with their crystals or whatever they got, and they're zoned out. There's some people that practice Kung Fu. Some people practice yoga and they're zoned out. There's some people just go for walks in nature. They're listening to all the birds and they're looking at all the trees and they're just looking at the animals and they're in their element. There's some people, man, they're great artists. Man, they can sit down and not have anything in their mind and just sit there and get zoned out and and hours later, they don't even realize that they've been there in that same spot for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And they got this beautiful piece of artwork. That's meditating. That's them getting in their element. That's them getting outside of their ego. Some people like gardening. Some people like fishing. Some people like golfing. Some people like playing basketball and they could be out there from the sun up to sundown just hooping and don't get tired. Drenched in sweat, but man, they were in their realm. Some people like hitting the weights. They could be in the gym 3 to 4 hours just grinding, just and they're feeling it. They're in their element. So whatever it is that takes you out of your ego like that and brings you peace, that's meditating. That's meditating. Don't confuse that for that pseudo peace, though. Don't confuse that for that fake peace. Oh man, I'm gonna go eat this cupcake and I'm gonna eat this whole fucking cake and this fucking carrot cake and this rose, whatever you call it, different types of cake, you know what I mean? What is it? Red velvet cake. You know, I mean, I'm sitting there glutton, I'm eating all this. Man, that's peaceful. I'm in hog heaven. No, you're a fucking glutton. It ain't got shit to do with meditating. You know what I mean? That ain't got shit to do with meditating at all. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Some people like writing stories. Some people like writing poetry. Some people like writing music. Some people like singing. I can't sing for damn it. You know what I mean? I can't sing a lick. To the point, man, they kicked me out of the kids choir at church as a kid. They made me a fucking usher because I couldn't sing. I couldn't carry a note in my pocket. But let me get some liquor in me? Shit, give me a fucking microphone. Me and Pac, we going in. You know what I mean? Because that's just what I do. Now, I don't do that shit no more, but that's what I used to do. You know what I mean? But I can't sing. Some people love singing. Some people got angelic voices. Some people, just their voice, just them singing, man, it just makes everything go away. All your problems, all your issues just go away. Sound like angels. That's their form of meditating. What's up with you, Kate? So don't get caught up in the stupid shit. Don't allow people to tell you that you have to do it a certain way. We ain't got time for that foolishness. We ain't got time for that craziness. You don't know who you are. You're not tapped into who you are. And that's why you don't have peace. That's why you're out fighting all these demons and fighting all these devils. That's why you're wasting all this time and all this energy on stupid crap. On unfruitful crap. Crap that ain't benefiting anybody. I'm binding the devil in the name of Jesus. Satan, I rebuke you, and all this other stupid shit. Where your energy flows, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. And you give power to that thing. You give power to that. If you pull an apple off of the tree, or orange, or any fruit, it starts to decay. That moment. Why? Because you disconnected it from its source of energy. You disconnected it from its source of energy. When we're disconnected from our spiritual being, the God within us, you are God. When you get disconnected from that, you're disconnected from your source of your greatest power, your source of your energy, or the source of your greatest wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And all that is left is the stupid shit up here. But your ego has you convinced that this is all that matters. When in reality, this don't matter at all. This don't matter. Man, you have to know who you are. Know thyself. Know thyself. And again, knowing thyself is not about, man, okay, I'm going to sit there and play with my kitty cat. Okay, I'm going to sit there and jack out because I'm getting to know myself. I'm not talking about stupid ass shit like that. I'm not talking about how pretty you are, how many pimples you have, how many gray hairs. I'm not talking about that stupid shit. That's not who you are. Who you are is your soul. We don't know who we are. We have no idea who we really are. We still see ourselves as male and female, Republican and Democrat, conservative, black, white, Indian, Hispanic, Asian. We still see ourselves as all this stupid, divisive, toxic ass shit. And that's your clue that you don't know who you are. That's your cue that you don't know who you are and that you're not tapped into your greater self. You're not tapped into your greater self. Your greater self, your spirit, your soul has no color, has no ethnicity, has no nationality, has no political affiliation, has no religious affiliation. We have to grow up. What's up, Jabron? We have to grow up, and you have to know who you are. You have to discover who you, what good is it to live 50, 60, 70 years and still die and not know why the fuck you was here? What good is it to live 40, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years and not know who you are? What good is it to live all this time, get all this education, get all this money, get all these accolades, die and not know who the fuck you are, not knowing the power that you had at your disposal, not knowing the wisdom and knowledge you had at your disposal? So many live the lives of pawns. They're pawns when they could have been a king, when they could have been a queen. They accomplish all this stuff on the material plane. But the most important thing of getting to know who they are, they completely miss that. They completely missed it. You've been in church 50 years and not know who the fuck you are. Be here 50 years in church and thinking your life is to save everybody and bring everybody to Jesus. That's not why you're fucking here. That's not why you're here. You're here to tap into the greatest version of you. You're here to tap into God or soul, your spirit, whatever, what's inside of you. That's why you're here. Because only once you tap into that will you understand, damn, I thought I was wise before, but I realized my ego had me on some fucked up shit. I thought I was deep before, but I realized my ego had me on some stupid shit. I thought I was spiritual before, but I realized that they had me on some religious bullshit. You are far more powerful than you will ever know until you tap into who you really are. And it's a trip because we look at Luke Skywalker and we look at all these Jedis as powerful beings. They didn't show you the power that they possessed. They don't show you the power that you possess. These entities, these people, don't want you to know the power that you possess. They don't want you to know who you really are. Because once you know who you are, you ain't got time for none of their fucking foolishness. You ain't got time for none of their political shit. You ain't got time for none of their religious bullshit. You ain't got time for none of their social bullshit. You ain't got to beg them for nothing. You ain't got to ask them for nothing. You ain't got to kiss their ass. You ain't got to plead with you. You can't be controlled. Once you know who you really are and you tap into that frequency, you no longer need the government. You no longer need Uncle Sam. You no longer need your baby mama and all these other stupid shit that's going on. You no longer need these people paying bills for you. You no longer need fucking handouts. You no longer need people approving of who you are. You don't need any of that bullshit. Because the power that you have is greater than all the power that they possess. Because the power that you possess, the knowledge and the wisdom that you possess, will dumbfound them and all of their fucking education and all their years of fucking training. All of their fucking experiences. And they'll wonder, how the hell do you know this? How can you be so young and be so damn deep? How can you be so young and so unlearned and yet be so wise? How can you be so young and confuse us with the shit that we're talking about? And we're the masters. And this is what Jesus was showing us when he was 12 years old in the temple. And he had all the priests confused. He had all the priests dumbfounded. How the hell this little 12-year-old kid speaking into us and telling us da-da-da-da-da-da and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And we're just studying this. We're just learning this. How the hell does this kid know this stuff already? How the hell can you, coming from the poor side of town, coming from the wrong side of town, looking the wrong color, the wrong gender, and all this other stupid shit, how can you know this? How can you be this confident? And what many of them will do, they'll try to convince you that you're really not confident. What many of them will try to do will convince you that you're fucking arrogant. And that you need to be humbled because you're too big for your britches. Nah, motherfucker, you just don't know who I am. You just don't know who I'm tapped into or what I'm tapped into. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. But you have to know who you are. You have to discover who you are. That should be the most important thing for every person on this planet. Who the hell am I? I don't give a damn what they say I am. Who the hell am I? I can't ask my mama. I can't ask my daddy. I can't ask my grandma, my grandpa. I can't ask these religious people. I can't ask these politicians. I can't ask my homies on the block. I can't ask these traps. Man, I gotta go within. I gotta go inside of me. How am I going to ask you who the hell am I and you don't know who the hell you are? We're asking all the wrong people. We're asking people who've never discovered who they are. So we're asking them to teach us something about ourselves that they've never discovered about themselves. We're asking all these people who've never discovered how to have real peace, how to have real joy. They've never learned that. And we're asking them, how do I get peace? We have to go within. We have to stop playing the games. We have to disconnect from the fucking matrix. We have to stop thinking we're fucking woke. We have to stop thinking we're fucking enlightened. We gotta stop thinking that our third eye is open. We're believing all this stupid shit and still don't know who the fuck we are. Don't even know the power we possess. But we're woke. We're enlightened. We got Buddha consciousness. We got Christ consciousness. We got God consciousness. How the hell can you have God consciousness and you don't even know who God is? You can't know who God is until you know who you are. I'm going to say it again. You can't know who God is until you know who you are. You can't know who you are until you know who God is. They go hand in hand. Knowing God, getting closer to God is getting closer to yourself. Getting closer to yourself is getting closer to God. But you're afraid. You can't believe that. You can't fathom that you're that powerful. You can't fathom that you're that connected. You can't fathom that you're God. But you can believe that you're the fucking devil. You can believe all this negative shit that you've heard about yourself. Because you're still stuck in the matrix. Because your ego is still pimping the fuck out of you. Your ego is still using you up and dogging you the fuck out. Because you think your ego's your friend. You think your ego's your road dog, your homie. You think that you are your ego. And nothing can be further from the truth. Nothing can be further from the truth. Your ego is your enemy. Your ego don't want you to know who you really are. At all. Man, family. We've been on here for a minute, man. Thank you guys that have been here, that stayed this long. Thank you for those of you that just chimed in. Man, may you understand who you really are. May you learn how to go within. May you learn how to tap into that high frequency that is within you. May you learn how to understand and embrace the fact that you are God, that you're a spiritual being. You're a spiritual being with all power, with all knowledge, with all wisdom, with infinite power. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. That's who you've always been. And when you die, when I say die, when your shell dies, that's who you're still gonna be. But you will not have known it. You will not have come into that understanding. There's nothing worse than living an unfulfilled life. There's nothing worse with living and gone through all the hell that we've gone through and never understanding who we are. Never tapping in to the power that we came here with. You came here with all power. You came here with all wisdom, all knowledge. You came here with that. That's who you are at your core. But we've been so programmed and so brainwashed to convince everything but that. And anybody that says that, man, they're a heretic. Man, they're the Antichrist. They're all this stupid shit. Man, we got to grow up. What's up with you, Venetia? Man, I love you, cousin. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace. Hey, we'll be back on tomorrow, 6:30. I have no clue what the topic will be, but man, we'll probably be going in again tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys. Peace.